Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Penny Dela Cruz, and I am hosting News 6 Extra today. Please bear with me. I'm not an anchor. I don't know how to do a lot of things. Also, happy Halloween. It is a very beautiful day here in Central Florida. It feels like fall, which is great for the Halloween spirit. And later on in the show, we're going to have a weather report of your trick-or-treating forecast. But first, we do have some real video that we need to get to. Some real news, rather, with video included. Please bear with me. I'm not good at talking. Anyway, so we're going to start in Lake County, where a lot of rain happened over this last weekend, about a week ago on Sunday. And it caused, as you saw, some pretty intense road damage. And last night, it caused a bridge that was originally doing kind of okay to completely wash out. News 6's Mark Lehman has the report.
Here at Spring Ridge Estates, we're seeing what's been a worsening situation with the only access points to the homes down this street. The force of the water dislodging drain pipes and causing this collapse. And now we're hearing from people who had to leave their homes at a moment's notice.
It was kind of a mad scramble for, what do we do?
Bob Hoffman was among several of his neighbors briefly returning to their homes today. They're all grabbing belongings, missed when given only 15 minutes to evacuate Thursday night.
It's just kind of crazy that, what do you grab? What do you do? Where do you go?
21 families were forced out because the only paved access point to their homes is crumbling. The ground is being eaten away underneath the bridge on Cypress Grove Drive, and it's all from a surge of water that's been draining from Sunday's record 19 inches of rain in Eustis.
And now it's just swirling down there, so it's eroding everything out, and it's dropping it even more.
We've learned the community HOA will be responsible for repairs, which could put the burden back on homeowners.
But now time is ticking, so we got to come up with a good action plan and be able to get this bridge restored.
And while a plan is being worked out, neighbors tell us they're supporting each other through the uncertainty.
Anything we can do to help, we're here. We're in this together. As a community, hopefully as a city and county, in a state, we're all in this together.
Today, the city says they're continuing to monitor this area and are working with the HOA, putting them in contact with engineers when it comes to a plan for repairs. With this much damage, though, there are questions on a timetable and when those repairs can begin. We'll keep you updated with what we learn. In Eustis, Mark Lehman, News 6.
Of course, we're going to continue to keep an eye on the development in Lake County. They're trying to pump water out in order to get things to be less soggy. Well, going from one big story to another, it has been about a month. It'll be a month tomorrow since the government shut down, the federal government in Washington, D.C. And we're starting to see some very real impacts here locally. This last week was the first week that air traffic control employees and TSA employees are going without a paycheck. They're still expected to work, just for no money, and because of that, well, a lot of them aren't showing up to work, which has been causing issues at airports all across the country and here in Orlando. There was a 12-hour ground stop last night that finally they were able to get back to regular operation this morning. News 6's Angie Casada has more about that.
Yeah, so I'm coming from DC area, flying into Orlando, and then now I'm flying Orlando to Boston. And last night got a notification that our flight was delayed by several hours. So was supposed to fly out at 9 p.m., which was already a pretty late flight, and then delayed until 1 a.m. And so then we got a few notifications of changes, and the assumption was it wasn't going to go out.
After hours of frustration Thursday night, operations at Orlando International Airport are back to normal. The FAA confirms the delay program that impacted flights overnight has ended, and MCO isn't listed for any further delays today. Still, passengers like Caroline Alieri from Boston are now just getting out after waiting all night for a flight that never left.
I assumed something like that was probably happening with the government shutdown, so it makes me a little bit unsettled traveling right now just because of everything that's going on and lack of staffing. But I mean, I have faith in the people who are working, so hopefully we'll get out without a hitch.
Hundreds of travelers slept in terminals or scrambled to rebook. We tried reaching airport officials for an on-camera update, but no one was available to speak with us. Flights appear to be moving on schedule again this afternoon, but passengers are being urged to check their airline's app or website before heading to the airport. In Orlando, I'm Angie Casada, News 6.
And another huge impact, we've been telling a lot of stories about this recently, is tomorrow. Tomorrow, SNAP benefits are going to be put on pause for the over 42 million Americans currently receiving them. That helps pay for food stamps, you know what I mean. And hundreds of thousands of people here in Florida and then Central Florida will also be impacted by this, and local food banks are starting to get ready for a major influx of people. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez has more.
On an average day, 300,000 meals are sent out by Second Harvest Food Bank to over 800 feeding programs across 7 counties. However, amid the imminent lack of SNAP benefits, things are far from normal.
We know that about 500,000 people in Central Florida rely on SNAP. The idea that that's going to be frozen for an indeterminate amount of time is pretty concerning.
For every meal a food program gives, SNAP can provide 9.
Obviously, we're incredibly nervous and devastated that people are going to lose access to their very basic needs.
Hope Partnership helps people experiencing poverty and homelessness in Osceola County find a safe place to call home. They also get food from Second Harvest to feed those they help.
We have seen more people coming into our office. We had a full house during our walk-in hours this week, and we just anticipate that that will grow.
But without SNAP, which over 24,000 people in the county use, they expect a large increase as families make tough choices.
We're afraid for the people that we work with that they're going to choose, paying their rent over buying food for their families. That mothers, as we know, are going to look at their children and they're going to say things like, "It's okay, baby, I'm not hungry."
While they plan to do everything they can to help, our local food assistance programs say they can't do it alone, and donations from the community will be crucial during this uncertain time. Reporting in Orlando, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
And of course, as we continue to learn more about what different programs are doing, different local options for people now without those SNAP benefits, we'll be able to give you that information on clickorlando.com. Well, we have a whole bunch more coming up in the show, including a look at your weather, more impacts of the government shutdown, and this one is on a nonprofit physical therapy program that helps people with mobility issues, as well as a weird and funky smell in Sanford. We'll be right back.
Hundreds of kids with disabilities across Florida no longer have access to horse therapy programs. Those programs were helping these kids with disabilities thrive. But because of an unexpected email, providers like this one had to put those horse therapy programs on hold.
Some 20-year-old decided to make an illegal U-turn. He didn't see me coming. He hit me, took me out.
Stephen David, a veteran, was on his way to get a free motorcycle wash on Veterans Day in 2014 when his whole life changed.
Suffered traumatic brain injury, frontal lobe, brainstem, left shoulder broken, 4 broken ribs, spleen shattered. The traumatic brain injury was the worst of it, and Gravity's helped me kind of be more at peace in a way.
Gravity is a therapist helping Stephen heal, creating a strong bond along the way.
When I first met him, I approached him with respect because I'm like, you know what? As big as he is, he looks like me. Since then, we've been working well together. Ain't that right, bud?
Oh.
Yes. You come to Freedom Ride, and this property, it's just pure peace. So it gives everyone that is struggling a little time to breathe.
Karen Bobinger is a certified equine instructor with Freedom Ride, a nonprofit established in 1998. They currently help more than 80 kids and adults struggling with disabilities. Kids like Talia.
She was nonverbal, and she was with us for about a year. One day she was grooming the horse and petting the horse, and she actually said the word horse. Her parents absolutely lost it. And now she works at Publix, and she is a chatterbox. That came through the power of the horse.
But that power to heal has been put on hold.
About 50% of our clients utilize medical transport management for their payments. We have officially received notice that they are no longer reimbursing Freedom Ride. This is a big deal for all expressive therapies throughout the state.
Freedom Ride is owed $11,000, and they are just one of almost 300 equine therapy programs across the state that haven't been paid since August 30th. Each is owed thousands of dollars. They all received this email from Medical Transport Management on October 13th.
Effective immediately, we will be unable to reimburse for services unless we have a valid Medicaid ID and certification for the therapy you provide on file for your businesses. Now, we've been doing business with them for 12 years.
So what's changed? A notice from Sunshine Health on October 14th indicates that the Agency for Healthcare Administration is now requiring providers to have an active Medicaid ID number. So Freedom Ride applied for one, but their status is still pending.
This could go on for 6-8 months. So we're asking for people to help maybe step up with a sponsorship for a rider, for a partial sponsorship with a rider. $5, $10, keep us at least through the next session. We'll have some breathing room.
Sunshine Health has also announced it is ending its relationship with Medical Transport Management effective December 31st. Sunshine Health will be holding provider town halls in November and December to educate providers on the whole process. We have all of that information and how to donate on clickorlando.com. Ginger Gadsden, News 6.
There's my microphone. Fantastic reporting from Ginger Gadsden as always. And what an incredible program. Watching the peace that people find in these horses is so inspiring to me, especially because I am afraid of horses. They just kind of freak me out. They're too big. Anyway, to more things that you actually do care about, your Halloween forecast. The weather lately, incredible. As a girly who lives in Florida but desperately misses seasons, this has been fantastic, wonderful. It's going away soon, but maybe not as soon as we think. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos has a look at our forecast.
I'm News 6 Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. Happy Halloween for all those who celebrate. All the ghosts and goblins heading out later on tonight. It will be a bit on the cooler side with many of our areas as the sun goes down, getting down into those 50s and 60s. But coming up throughout your Friday, Saturday, even into Sunday, we're talking about really nice, cool, mild afternoons. Highs are going to struggle to hit those low 70s for at least the next 3 days. And then into the evening, temperatures will be dropping fast. We're talking 40s and 50s, just like how we started this Friday morning. Kind of widening out the view here is kind of what the next couple of days will look like. We got that cold front that is finally clearing the eastern seaboard. It's picking up Melissa and quickly sending it past Bermuda, and all that cool air will continue to settle in over the next couple of days. So as we take you here hour by hour, so you can kind of plan out your day. Highs today will be in those low 70s. It will be breezy. It will be a nice cool night. Now, if we do get down to 71 degrees for our daytime high, it will be the coolest Halloween afternoon we've seen since 1958. A pretty popular number here, about 67 years ago. All right, let's talk about those trick-or-treating forecast temperatures for this evening. Again, sunset will be about 5:40 in the evening. Temperatures across our areas north and west of I-4 could be dipping down into the 50s by that point. So if the kids' costumes needs an extra warm layer, just make sure to plan accordingly. Right along the I-4 corridor, temperatures will be in those mid to low 60s, and same setup as we head a bit closer towards the coastline for those along 95. Now, our forecast lows for tonight beyond sunset. Early Saturday morning, the majority of Central Florida north of Orlando will be into those upper to mid 40s, even low 40s potentially there in Ocala, 47 in Palm Coast, and then along our coastline also getting in on those 50s as well. Later on this weekend, we are going to be moving that clock back 1 hour as we officially end daylight saving time. 6:40 p.m. is going to be our sunset on Saturday, and our sunset on Sunday will be very early, 5:39 in the evening. And as a result here, their full 7-day forecast, another picture-perfect day on Saturday, keeping conditions nice and cool. Another night with temperatures dipping down into those 40s and 50s early Sunday morning. And then it looks like we'll slowly start working back a slight chance of rain and warmer temperatures by the start of next week.
Candace, thank you. I'm very much looking forward to the cool weather and the extra hour of sleep. Sunset at 5:30 is kind of rough, though, so we take what we can get. Moving now to a weird story. Capital W, weird. People in Sanford have been reaching out to us complaining about a strange smell, a unpleasant smell. We've reached out to city officials. We've gotten a lot of runaround about it, but now it looks like there may finally be a path forward for making Sanford less stinky. News 6's Catherine Silver has more.
Unpleasant and unacceptable. That's how Sanford city manager has described the smell coming from this wastewater treatment plant near Lake Monroe. It's been an ongoing odor issue ever since we learned that the fan that pulls air from the tanks here through an odor control unit broke. On top of that, there were issues with the drying system, and the city admits that they weren't running some equipment like it should be. But there is an update. The city manager posted this statement on social media this week that says while they wait for a custom odor control exhaust fan to arrive next month, they've installed a temporary fan, which has provided some relief. Do you feel that? We first met Antonio Echevarria in September, a retiree who moved from New Jersey and told us the stink made him rethink what he thought would be the home he and his wife spent their golden years in. When did you notice a difference? He broke down because he thought about selling his house. But the same month we spoke, the city got a purchase order issued. We've been following up, and Thursday got to see not just the facility, but also the fix firsthand. This is the temporary fan right in front of us. The Utilities and Public Works Director explained the custom replacement that's coming is more high power.
The federal government said that they were using tariff revenue to prop up WIC, so I'm having an email to them. Head Start, the National Head Start.
Hi, I'm so sorry to cut off that package. There do appear to be some technical difficulties. Very, very sorry about that. But incredible reporting from Catherine Silver, as always, and very grateful for that smell to finally be lightening up, at least a little. We're going to start to close things out, but before we go, it's a busy weekend. It's Halloween. There's so much going on. But if for whatever reason you're still at a loss, still trying to figure out what you want to do this weekend, meteorologist Michelle Morgan has 6 things you could check out.
We're meteorologist Michelle Morgan looking for something fun to do, not only this weekend, but next week too. We're here at the Museum of Illusions, where Dia de los Muertos Family Day kicks off. We spoke to Matt Jervius about what you can expect.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her right now. It's about having fun with your family and taking tons of photos to show your friends. That is what our museum is set up for. And throughout the day, we have little events with our buddies here. Yes, yeah, that's us. Our buddies here are gonna do a show throughout the day. We have face painting, we have tie-dyeing going on. So it's a really packed day.
It's this Saturday, and tickets are about $20 online. Here's another great event on Saturday at Wekiva Island, the 11th annual Fall Egg Fest from 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. Enjoy tastings, baked goods, and barbecue. Taster tickets are about $40 at the gate, and the weather will be perfect. Another food event this Saturday is happening in Altamont Springs at Cranes Roost Park. It's the Beer, Bacon, and Barbecue Festival from 2 to 7 p.m. Admission is free, and sampling passes are about $35. Enjoy 20-plus craft beers, delicious bites from local restaurants, and live music. Think it's too early for Christmas shopping? Think again. Head to the Toy Story Toyland Christmas Market on Saturday at Ramada by Wyndham, Kissimmee. Explore 30-plus unique shops, snap a pic with Rex, and enjoy this free event from 11 a.m. through 4 p.m. Next week, the 14th Annual Taste of South Lake Business Expo will be happening on Thursday, November 6th from 5 to 8:30 p.m. at Waterfront Park in Claremont. Tickets around $50, sample dishes from 35-plus local restaurants, and check out products from 35 local businesses. Also next Thursday, the 24th Annual Taste of Thornton Park from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. Tickets are about $55, and it's an adult-only event. Enjoy food tastings, wine, cocktails, and live DJ entertainment under the stars. If you have a fun event happening next weekend, let us know. Just head over to clickorlando.com or our new 6 app, just click contact us.
Very fun, lots of options. Love the puppets. Big puppet lover over here. Might have to go to the Museum of Illusions just to check those guys out. Well, thank you so very much for tolerating me, dealing with me, complete unprofessional, bad at talking to a camera, Penny Dela Cruz. Chris and Kathleen will be back on Monday. And for the time being, I hope you have a great weekend and a happy Halloween. Bye.
We'll be right back.